1337.
Da 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 da. Well, dude, you had to keep with me on this one, all right?
He dropped you.
No. It's a harmony.
Yeah,
I come in on the harmony.
yeah, but you should have continued with the harmony.
Dude, you're the rhythm, and no, wait. You're the lead. I'm the rhythm. So I come in at like whatever.
Anyway,
Whatever.
all right. This is Mouse. This is Radio 1337 here on Urban Nights Radio, the sound of artists. And you know, we've been playing around with like some commercials here. Tengu, right to the front,
Yes.
has been playing around with some commercials, and hopefully we'll be able to get to hear them soon. But
Very hopefully.
let's
Oh,
let's
dear.
go on to the crew. To my left is
Deacon.
Deacon. Coffee.
Red
And
Eye.
I see that you have something with you today. What is that?
It's a Red Eye.
Oh, it's a red eye.
Yeah, pure
Yeah.
black.
You almost didn't come in with
Almost
the red
forgot
eye.
it. You reminded me.
Yeah, and you should, because you said
This is the
you
first.
were talking about how awesome it was to have red eyes
Yeah.
on your Facebook. And
I
you're like,
was.
I'm going to have it on the show.
You stalker.
And then you were like, here, and you were just ready to go. And I said, where's your red eye? And you're like, derp, derp.
That was. I mean, I couldn't quote it better.
But you know
I've
what,
never
though?
seen him run so fast.
Hey, you didn't even see me come in.
Yeah, I know. You were like
Jeez.
ultra ninja now.
I was. I was like, nah.
Like we're gonna have to change your nickname, bro.
Yep. No, I like this.
To my right is the lovely and wonderful Miss Vixen.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
Better.
Better. Whoa, better. What's going on?
Just had a bug yesterday, getting over it.
You had a bug? Did you
Yeah.
eat it?
Oh, you were sick.
What?
Oh, dialects, yes.
It's
I was
slang.
I was
see,
ill.
I thought I was right there with you.
Yeah, slang. Bug, right?
Yes, I was ill yesterday.
You were ill.
Yes.
Insane in the membrane.
Like you be ill in?
Oh,
Like-
dear.
Like Run DMC old school style? You
Oh,
weren't
she
even.
don't know about that.
She wasn't even live back then. She wasn't even. I can't even say that on this.
family
wonderful
show.
family show.
Yeah, glad
Talking
to
about
be
those
here.
commercials earlier. It's family show.
Yeah, glad I'm here today.
Yeah, you're listening to Radio 1337 here on Urban Nights Radio, the sound of artists, and we are here to talk about some gaming news. But first, we talk about gaming news. Wait, that was
You
redundant,
just
Yeah, that was
said
very
it
redundant.
twice.
Way to go.
Please don't leave, people. He's
right? And now
We're here
the
to talk about the herp dirt.
news. The news. I remember I was talking about how Double Fine had their Humble Bundle a couple weeks ago.
I think I heard you harping on about it.
you,
Yes, we were
you
talking
spelled
about
it to them even though you couldn't say teacher. I
Something
remember.
like
I
that.
got a good memory.
It was a bunch of games by Double Fine, like Stacking, Brutal Legend,
Psychonauts.
Psychonauts.
Best
Yeah.
game.
Did you know that they have raked in 1.1? Actually, no. They have a new one that's out, right? But actually, the company that did it, Double Fine, they're actually kickstarting their new game called Massive Chalice.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you go to Double Fine, their website, they have this little commercial about it where they have to get some guy. It's really funny. You have to watch it, but they're using Kickstarter to get the funds to support their new game that they're making called Massive Chalice, and apparently it's some like tactical strategy game that's like Final Fantasy. You guys play Final Fantasy Tactics. Sorry, that's a different game. You guys played Final Fantasy Tactics?
I have not.
I've never picked up a Final Fantasy game.
Have you?
Wait, what?
Vixen?
Never touched one.
Why not?
Same as Deacon, actually.
Doesn't
gosh, you
interest
guys-
me.
Oh, wait, yeah,
The-
because fighting games, and you can't be bothered with a JRPG.
I can't. I just
Oh my gosh.
I'm
this is
actually in the
such
same
awesome-
situation as him.
I
I've
turn
never
around
picked
and
one
walk
up.
away when I see him.
Turn-based strategy games are awesome.
In all fairness to you, Vixen, just because of how much I rag on you for One Piece, I cannot say anything about the wonderful stories and games of 7 and 9.
No, I've
So
heard a
we're-
lot.
We're
It's
gonna we're gonna level this week.
The only
We're-
one
we're
I've
cool.
tried was on the DS, and I was not
Two
impressed with
fist
it.
bumps, deuces.
Is a
We're good.
truce happening right now?
Yes,
This
yes,
is a truce.
Somebody mark this time down.
But by the way, I heard Square Enix was also thinking about going the Kickstarter route. Since you mentioned,
Yeah, I
both
believe
in
they
there.
have one that's out right now. They're kickstarting a new thing. I haven't really looked into that, but I have heard that rumor.
Is
interesting.
Kickstarter just like the norm now?
Kickstarter is just for those people that kind of need money, but for some reason they can't get the support or they can't get their backers to, fund it. And so, what better way to get support for the game than have people actually put in money for the game, right?
God, you hit ridiculous amounts on Kickstarter.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
on the flip side, you get a lot of people that are trying, literally, quote, trying to get their project up, and they never ever hit their goal because either their presentation was horrible, or their idea was just bad, or they're just not popular enough.
Yeah.
There are other people that have used Kickstarter to their advantage. So, Zach Braff, the guy from Scrubs,
Yeah.
he did I think I mentioned this before, right? He did a Kickstarter for his new movie, and it was supposed to be for 1.2 million, and in 15 days he surpassed it.
You haven't mentioned it, but I saw it on Kickstarter one day.
Yeah, it's a good and a bad, right?
Yeah.
There is a lot of really cool things like the new Oculus Rift, that thing that it's like a new virtual reality. That was a Kickstarted thing. So
I still
anyway,
think it looks like a box on your face.
it does look like a box on your face, but if you put it on, it's amazing. So, speaking of Kickstarter and Humble Bundle, the newest one that just came out, the Humble Bundle 8, is a bunch of indie games that just came out. And they came out last year, and they were really highly rated critical games. Apparently, it has surpassed 1.1 million in sales.
Dang.
Wow.
How long has it been up?
1.1. Just 24 hours after launching.
Wow.
Yeah. This is Humble Bundle 8 actually
No one heard you clap.
includes
Yeah, no.
the
how I
games
clap.
Dear Esther, the action platformer Capsize, the cartoonish multiplayer action platformer Awesomenauts, the minimalist puzzle platformer Thomas Was Alone, which
is a lot of fun.
I hear is really, really
Oh,
good.
it's so much fun.
The sandbox puzzler Little Inferno, which
Ooh.
I love that game. You just burn stuff. That's all you do. Literally, you burn stuff.
Is it the same deal as last time? Free, and then so much you get this, and then so much you get that.
Yes. Also, Hotline Miami, which got some awards this year at the Game Developers Conference, is also
Ooh.
in that Humble Bundle top-down kind of Grand Theft Auto-esque, like the old
GTA 3. Or
yeah,
not 3.
GTA 2,
2, yeah.
more like that.
3 is one.
And also the audio-visual exploration and discovery game Proteus. So if you put in $5.68, that's the kind of threshold right now, you can get all of them.
Oh.
I put in $10 just because, hey, why not? That's a bunch of games for $10, man.
Good guy mouse.
The highest average price is $8.61. Over 198,000 bundles have been sold as of this writing, or as of the writing of wherever I got this from.
Wait, 129,000?
198.
98. Do some math. They hit 1 million, and they just call it 200,000.
Yeah. 200,000.
I'm not doing the math.
That's
saying
the highest average price, $8.61 per person.
it's pretty good.
Not bad. If you guys want to check these out, humblebundle.com, and the bundle has 13 more days before it's over. Now it's 12.
I'm predicting they're gonna hit maybe 2.5, 3 million.
Yeah, probably. Well, we got a lot of news to cover, but we'll be back at Radio 1337, Urban Nights Radio, the sound of artists. If you want to listen to other game news, you can go to RP Gamers with Cameron Harris and Sean Shannon. They talk about other game stuff, but not like us. We talk about jokes as well.
Hey, this is Tengu from Radio 1337, and you are listening to Urban Nights Radio, the sound of artists.
And we're back. We're still talking about the news, and let's see what's up next for the news. Lamar Alexander, who is actually the Republican senator from Tennessee, had made this really cool statement that video games are a bigger problem than guns because video games affect people.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that.
Guns affect lives.
Yeah, right?
If you're stupid enough to do it.
So,
It's a different topic.
a guy, Glenn Jacobs, decides to come in and, he publicly says, I would totally debate this guy, and now is debating to actually jump in and go against him
Good.
in this run for senator.
Good.
The problem is, well, I don't know if that's a problem. I think it's actually pretty cool. Glenn Jacobs has a job. The job is he's a wrestler in WWE, known as Kane.
Right?
Yep.
Oh, that is
The big red machine, Kane, who's actually, in real life, he's actually 45 years old. He
Yep.
still
He's
wrestles to
wicked
this
old
day.
for wrestling.
And he's really built. I mean, he's very healthy for a guy his age. I mean, he will kick anybody's ass, and he's coming up. And
Except the
obviously,
Undertaker's.
his career will come into question when this thing hits the news
Gotta
that
make
he will
money, man.
actually run if he decides to do that. But it did say, what was it? Game Politics did say that he toys with the idea, but he's not really sure yet. So, what do you think of a wrestler being
I think it's
government office here?
I think it's it's not like they haven't done it before. Come on, Jesse Ventura.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But still, I think it's hilarious. I think it's really cool,
Wait,
and it's also kind of funny considering how many games he's already been in.
exactly.
The rumor is that Glenn Jacobs, as a person, is actually a very smart guy, and he's very well informed about today's issues and stuff like that. But
I wouldn't doubt it.
45 years old, we've literally been around the world wrestling. I mean, you get to take in some things.
That's why they call it World Wrestling.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
You're welcome.
Okie dokie.
I'll be here all week.
So E3's coming up,
Yes.
as
It
many
is.
of you all know.
Can't wait.
June 11th
Yep.
through the 13th.
Not even going.
Coming up, and Nintendo is deciding okay, let's just go back, right? So in previous E3s, Nintendo would have this huge booth, and they would have all their games displayed, and then you can go, and if you had a pass to E3, you can go in and play all the games. Last year, they had this huge Wii U display booth, and if you play a game, you get a little badge and a little pin, and you can put it on this little cool thing that they give you. Well, this year, Nintendo reveals Best Buy, E3, Wii U promotion locations. They will actually let the public play their games while E3 is going at very select Best Buy locations.
Finally going the right way.
Why?
This
Why
is
that so?
because this is kind of leading back to E3 being a public event now, which I think, how do I word this? It's a good idea to have it as a public event because anybody who wants to know more about it has the possibility to go. As of right now, I know a lot of people want to go, but they can't just due to the fact that they aren't considered public.
Obviously, Nintendo didn't reveal the titles that would be playable, but
Close enough.
I'm sure when it comes closer, they will reveal it.
It'd probably be, let me guess, Zelda, Mario, and Donkey Kong. All the same crap.
Probably.
Yeah.
I actually agree with you, Deacon, about that. I think that the public should have kind of a sampling of what's going on at E3. I think the swag should stay at E3.
Well, I'm not saying everybody could go. I'm saying, you got to prove something. Say you're a college student or you're a worker at some place and you have interest. Fill out a form.
Well, actually, what's happening? They're going to be very, very short times.
No.
It's not just going to be all day. You can go in any time. It will be available from 4 to 8 p.m. local time on June 12th, and 1 to 5 on June 15th. So
4
there's going to be a
hours.
lot of line in all these locations just to play Wii U.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't that going to be just like how you go to like a Walmart or something, and there's always that one dick who just won't get off the console and just hogs it for hours playing the game, and all you can do is sit there and watch him.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be that.
I remember
that's
doing
exactly what's gonna happen. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
And it's gonna be Deacon. He'll be like the first one in the line, and
I
he'll
will.
be like, someone tries to come up, and he just gives him like the crazy eye because he hasn't had any coffee yet.
I'm actually gonna go right there after we finish this. I'm gonna wait.
You're gonna go ahead and camp out right now.
I'm gonna go camp out right now.
He doesn't even know any of the locations. He's like, I'm gonna go to my local Best Buy.
L.A.
Man, the next
It's
episode
guaranteed
is coming
there's gonna
to
be
you
one in
live
LA.
from somewhere. Man, I need some coffee.
I'll be resting at the Staples Center until they tell me which one in L.A.
Sounds like a plan.
So there's a movie out called Video Games the Movie, which is an extremely original name.
They should make a video game off that.
Yeah, right?
Video game, the movie,
A clip
game.
has been revealed.
Oh.
Offers a number of game developers talking about violence in video games. Speaking are people like Gearbox Software creative designer Mikey Newman, former Epic Games designer director Cliff Bleszinski, Video Games Live creator and composer Tommy Talrico, and Blizzard Entertainment Chief Creative Officer Rob Pardo.
Old friend or
Big guy.
Yeah, didn't you work at Blizzard?
I used to work at Blizzard, yeah, and I've seen him around and hung out with him and partied with him.
Stuff.
It's all good.
It's another story.
But let's see. Says Pardo, the interesting thing is I think with games is that we actually have an even better rating system than movies, but there's still kind of this general misunderstanding with older generation that all games are like Grand Theft Auto. He continues to say it would be like saying we don't want anyone to go watch movies because all movies are violent, but people don't say that because everyone really understands movies as a medium. Very, very wise words from him, actually. Cliff Bleszinski thinks the link between video games and real-world violence is a myth.
Definitely.
And rightfully so. I can see where he comes from. I mean, there's a huge generation of like video game players, and like how many of those people are violent?
7.
About 7 of them.
7 is a number today.
wow.
Do you think it would help if video games were to switch their rating system of the MPAA?
I don't know. It would be really loose. That's for sure. Tommy Talrico says violence, unfortunately, is a part of human nature. Yeah. And last time I checked, Cain didn't bludgeon Abel with a Game Boy. Genghis Khan didn't have an Xbox Live account, and Hitler didn't play Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot is a bad example, though.
Tommy Talrico says, I don't believe that video games are murder simulators. If anything, with the statistics prove that it's exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's the news. This is Mouse from Radio 1337, and you're listening to Urban Nights Radio, the sound of artists.
This is Deacon from Radio 1337. You're listening to Urban Nights Radio, the sound of artists.
And now we're going to talk about the weapons segment. The weapons Vixen segment.
Thank you, Cyborg Mouse. Anyway,
You're welcome.
Should I put like an effect on that? Put the show on?
Yeah, that'd be great.
We replaced them.
Go.
Anyways, this week's weapon is the trident, a spear weapon. This trident is known...
You mean not the gum?
What? Oh, no,
I hate
not
you.
the gum.
What?
I
trident. That's
would have
dumb. It's really
completely
good.
ignored that.
You could totally throw gum at
It's
people.
totally good. It's have you ever tried that stuff? It stuff's good.
Chewing bazooka bubblegum right now. You're talking about Trident.
Trident's cool, man. All right, trident. Weapon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh dear. This week's weapon is the trident, a 3-pronged spear. The trident originates from ancient Rome, well, either Rome or Greece. And you often see it paired with gods like Poseidon, the Greek god, Neptune, also the Roman god, and Shiva, the Hindu god. All three use tridents. The trident is used for fishing or spear fishing, and as well as combat. Gladiators use the trident in combination with a net in the Colosseum for combat.
So is it like for gladiators? They're like, getting fish in the arena.
No, that's an outside use for
I mean,
the
they
weapon.
have a net, right?
Yeah, it's like fishing in a really big barrel.
Yeah, right.
Better than a shotgun. Anyways,
They didn't have shotguns back then.
That's the point.
If they did, Gladiator would have been fucking awesome.
That would have a whole different movie.
Okay, I got a question. Actually,
yeah.
that's actually not in this little piece of paper that you gave me.
Mm-hmm.
But the devil
Oh.
has been known to have a trident weapon on them, and is actually
Getting
indicated
religious.
in various things as even the liverwurst, like has a little devil with a trident. How is the trident
Evil.
connected to like the devil?
it's actually a pitchfork instead.
Oh, that's a pitchfork.
Yes.
Is there a difference?
Yes, the pitchfork is identified that it has 2 to 6 prongs instead of the traditional 3 that the trident does. Also, the trident has a curved, formation at the end where the 2 outer prongs come out and then curve back towards the center one.
Oh.
So the devil has a pitchfork with 3 prongs, and it's a pitchfork. It's not a trident.
Yes,
Really?
because the devil is depicted having a pitchfork because he uses it to take souls and throw them into the underworld. That's one of the reasons why he has a pitchfork.
That's creepy.
You're smart. And you know what? You just got me. You stumped me right there. I had a really
Mind
good
equals blown.
question. I had a really good question there, and she answered it quite nicely.
I'm gonna
Actually,
go to
But
church.
any like game figures that use a trident there, girl?
Yes, Aquaman from the latest Injustice game.
Boo.
I'm personally an Aquaman fan,
You
so
know what?
Yeah,
You know
the
what's
one and only.
you know what's so awful about Aquaman? Like he does nothing in the sky and nothing in space.
yeah, he is a little limited.
Base whales.
Wow.
That was my Space Whales impression. Anybody else?
Yes, Sanada Yukimura from the Sengoku Basara's Samurai Warrior or Samurai Heroes game
What was
for the Wii.
Sengoku?
Sengoku Basara.
Okay.
It's a
I'll
game
believe-
based off of an anime that
I believe you.
everybody showed me.
Says Trident uses a trident.
Yes, there is a character named Trident who also uses a trident. He
How
uses it
original.
for short range
Yeah.
combat though,
Ran out of creativity there.
It's kind of a tell.
and the fact that he's a fishman doesn't exactly help.
Oh, so he's like.
Man, it's
Aquaman.
just like
They would have called him
stereotypes
fish, and that
galore.
would have been
Yes.
more original.
Tridents are normally associated with water, which is why it was interesting that Yukimura Sanada used tridents as well, except his element was fire instead.
That's weird.
Just a little fun fact.
Look at them stepping out of the box.
Wow, dude, I feel educated today.
Yeah.
And that concludes this week's segment about tridents.
Well, thank you, Ms. Vixen. That was very educating.
No problem.
Space whales.
And
Oh,
now
dear.
we're gonna go into our fighting segment with Deacon.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1, fight.
Get over here! Hadouken!
Final round.
Come on, Deacon. Tell me what's up.
What's up? Nothing. So there's a game called Mugen. Do you know about that?
Actually, I
I've
have.
heard of it.
Yeah,
I actually have heard of it.
it.
You
Yeah.
ever play
Well,
it?
in my circle, they call it Mugen.
Mugen.
Mugen?
Of course.
Yeah, you pronounce everything wrong. Have you ever played it? I mean, you've heard of it.
I
Yeah.
actually have. Actually, when you're talking like having certain characters, creating your own roster, I'm assuming things like any fighting game, any particularly 2D fighting game that you'd want to have fight each other. Say like Street Fighter's Guile going up against like Scorpion from like Mortal Kombat, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'll do you one better.
Okay.
I'll give you the big chicken from Family Guy fighting Raiden.
Really?
Yeah, you can.
Was there a video game with a big chicken?
No, the big chicken from Family Guy.
I know. Was there a video game with a big chicken?
There was
from
not.
Family Guy?
It's a user created.
Oh,
Now,
really?
now the thing about this game.
Okay, let me give you a little pass because I'm used to seeing just amalgams of different fighting games. So like
Yeah.
Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat were the classic, and then you would have like all the Marvel vs. Capcom characters in there. You would have all the all the crazy ones from like Nintendo's games, and they all just smashed them all together. And the backgrounds would be different, but you're telling me that they would actually have user-created characters?
Yes.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
Okay, well, the game was released July 17th in 1999. It was for the MS-DOS. That's a throwback. And they were going to port it to Windows, but they didn't have enough money, so they shut down the company, and whoever donated money got an illegal Window version because they didn't have the legal license for it. And how the internet works, that got leaked, it got hacked, and the last release of the Mugen game was September 2009, and it now supports full HD select screens, character screens, and stages, music, and plugins. But the thing about the game is there's many websites you can go on. You can download almost any character that you want if it's out there. They come with a story mode. They come with...
Whoa, really? Like
they have arcade
really
modes.
expanded
That's really
that.
cool.
Yeah, they have arcade modes. Anything you want. You can do classic Street Fighter game or Mortal Kombat game, or you can go as obscure as Looney Tune characters and Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Nah.
You can.
Now, for games like that, you got to really be balanced. So I would assume that there's some really weird combos where you can just,
There's
beat
some
the crap out of some people.
Yeah, there's some they're not. Okay, there's some characters that a lot of people stay away from because how, I guess, overpowered they are. Like characters like Master Hand and some character called Super Omega Tiger Woods.
Oh God. Oh God.
That is the real character name. Super Omega Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
He doesn't move, but he throws golf balls and drops bombs and everything. So those characters you typically stay away from, but everything other than that, there's a kind of a what's that word? An accepting level of stats for the characters.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, I only thought it was a fad. I mean,
Nope.
in my quote generation of people,
Still around today.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 generations later.
You calling them old?
It's still going, actually. Apparently, the community is really huge.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much,
You're
Deacon,
welcome.
for your little tidbit. I didn't even know that Mugen was still going around, but now you've enlightened me to the fact that I could play the big fat chicken from
Yeah.
Family Guy.
Go home and
Like,
download it.
will there be enough scene changes to look like a Family Guy episode?
Oh, that's a good
Because
question.
I'm like, if he's fighting Raiden, I want to see them like end up on a plane, fly over to like
You know what?
Japan,
Go
and
back
then,
in
like,
time.
Yeah, that would be
Oh.
awesome.
You know what?
That would be always like
Amazing.
hop into a TARDIS, fight right by the controls,
Oh,
and all
my
of a sudden
gosh.
end up like in ancient Rome with like tridents and all that.
In
crap.
my It's come full circle now.
That's right. That's how I do it.
Well done.
Well, that's what you said. Back to what I was when I used to play it. There were some things that allowed mid-fight stage changes, and you can get so many stages of one particular show. Like you can get the living room, the driveway, the school, the sidewalk, the bar, the workplace. You can get all that. So yeah, in a sense, you can accomplish that.
That would be awesome.
All right. Well, dude, my mind is blown, as if it wasn't blown already.
Gross.
And wow. And that's Deacon's. That's Deacon fighting segment.
And dirty joke of the week.
There you go.
Da 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 da. We out. This is Radio 1337, Urban Ice Radio, the sound of artists. We're out. Peace. Yeah, that's how I do it.
Yeah, it was.